So you will need your pasta. I'm using Mezze maniche. Here's some finely grated pecorino romano. Just a little clove of garlic. Here's some fresh peas. If you do like me, that you just like to peel the fresh one, you will have the husk. These I'm gonna use for a broth. If you don't have them, just remove this part. Little shallot, some black pepper, and of course, extra virgin olive oil. Okay, the first thing you wanna do is just smash the garlic in camicia, put it over there. If you're not following this part because you don't have the husk, just do the aglio in camicia after you just like blanch the peas. But in this case, you do the aglio in camicia, the shallot, then you go ahead with some cold water, and we're gonna create this broth where the pasta is gonna cook 90% of the way with this broth. So now we bring it to a boil and let it cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, the first thing we will do, the water is boiling. Just blanch our peas for 30 seconds. Should do 20, and just go ahead in a pan over here where we're gonna put a little bit of olive oil. Straight we go. And just put it to minimum. You really don't want to cook this much longer. In the meantime, the water is boiling, which means we go ahead with some salt. We go ahead with our mezza manica, voila, and cook it maybe 3-4 minutes, no more than that. With a good amount of coarse black pepper. I'm just gonna put it in my peas, turn the heat up, and really I wanted this to be kind of like a cacio pepe with peas. Okay, now we take our broth and we just filter it, and we're essentially going to cook our pasta with it. Put the broth back, and we're gonna do like a risotto. You know, you want to make sure that it's still warm. The pasta's only cooked 3 to 4 minutes. We just strain it here, and we're gonna cook it just like a risotto in our pot with the pea broth. And never, remove the pasta water, just because, that might be helpful in case you don't have as much of the pea broth. And just go ahead with a good amount, and now cook it just as if it's like a risotto. Again, this is unnecessary. You can cook your pasta al dente and then do, the same procedure as usual. But just for this kind of pasta, I really want to feel the peas. I'm gonna cook it like a risotto with the pea leaf juice. So you're literally cooking the pasta like a risotto if you really want to use this technique. And then you just add broth as it goes, and you let it cook, and the smell of peas should be incredible at this point. Pasta is cooked. You can just give it a little quick mantecatura round just to cool it off before we go ahead with the pecorino. Otherwise it's gonna be too hot. So just do a couple of rounds of like mantecatura, and you see it's like an extremely starchy water. Just go ahead. Don't stop. You really want to cool this off. That it's still hot, it's still liquid, but it's not too hot, not too liquid. We go ahead with the pecorino romano. Make sure it's dusty, otherwise you will have an hard time emulsifying. And this, what I added, it's about 30 grams. And we go ahead of mantecatura. It's gonna be a thicker mantecatura, but you see, the pecorino at this temperature, when you've already done some mantecatura around, will not become a glue, but it will actually solidify. We go ahead with our last round, and we finish mantecatura. So it's becoming super creamy and super delicious. Look at this. You essentially got a cacio pepe peas. Voila. We got, and we played it. Very simple, very rough. Food styling is kind of overrated. If things are already so beautiful, you don't need food styling. Simplicity, that's all you need. And voila. Enjoy my, you can call this cacio pepe con piselli, or pasta with peas and pecorino. There you go. Enjoy and buon appetito.